Today we added 5 new races to Worldbox, and we're gonna see which one's the best. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new world. I don't think we've ever really done the cheese map, so I'm actually gonna try that today. So it looks like just a big square map with a bunch of lakes in it. This all looks good. Gotta make sure we add the high ground though. All right, so the new 5 races are the werewolves, the golems, the oni, the centaurs, and the shokin. So we'll put the werewolves maybe down here, and then we'll put the golems. I'm gonna try and spread these out as best as I can. Put the golems up here. The oni we'll put over here in this corner. Then we'll do the centaurs right here, and then the shokin maybe down here. Also, did I spawn 3 werewolves, or they just like multiply super quick? Oh, I guess they did just multiply like super quick. Sorry, you have to die, little wolf child. So you guys know the drill. We're gonna give them like 100 years before we send them all to war. So we'll go ahead and turn all this stuff off. We'll keep disasters on just for fun, and turn on angry villagers, even though it's not really gonna do anything. Oh yeah, I guess the werewolves just multiply like super quick. They're already up to 3 again. And I guess the golems are up to 3 as well. Yeah, I'm really just curious to see how balanced these new races are. From what I've looked at, it seems like they all kind of have their own like benefits. Like I think these guys have like pretty good damage and pretty good armor. And then the werewolves don't have a ton of health, but they do have good speed and attack speed. Then the golems have really good health and armor, but they're like super slow and have low damage. And then the oni has pretty good health, pretty good damage, and pretty good speed and attack speed. They don't have as high of health as some of the other races, but even still, they could potentially be the best. They don't seem like they have any like nerfs. Well, actually the centaurs are pretty OP. They got 200 health, pretty good speed and attack speed, and then their damage is kind of average, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. There's also probably some stats that we're not aware of. Like the werewolves might actually multiply a little bit quicker, and then some of these super beefy races maybe multiply slower, but I don't know. I'm very curious to see what the balancing is. Okay, werewolves just reached 10, 11. Oh, but the golems are actually up to 12 as well. It's really just the shokin. I wonder if the shokin just multiply a little bit slower, or maybe this biome just sucks. These guys are so weird. Also, do they wear pants? Okay, they do wear pants. It looked like they were all just naked. What I'm curious to see is how they like hold their weapons. It would be kind of funny if like this gave them, if they're holding a sword, they have like 2 swords. That would be really funny, like 1 in each arm. Or 4. Yeah, like 2 swords and like 2 shields. This is a different structure that I haven't seen before. This little kind of hut here. That's interesting. I'm assuming their technology is gonna be kind of similar to how all the other races work. They just have different designs for everything. Yeah, werewolves have like little caves as their houses. Golems have, I guess, these like hut things. I feel like they should have the caves. And then the oni, I guess, have these little huts as well. And then the centaurs, I guess, just have these kind of fancy like tent things. It would be kind of funny if they had like stables as their like main house. Oh, that's cool though. Okay, and they already have fishing boats, so starting to get some food. And they have actually taken the lead up to like almost 50. Yeah, golems population growth just has to be nerfed. At least they definitely should be because of how just OP they are. Yeah, the other thing is it seems like the people we spawned didn't have these traits, but all of them have these traits now. So I guess they start with tough, fertile, which is surprising, fireproof, and giant. And they start with 270 health. Ooh, these are some really cool structures actually. I like this like castle thing, is super cool. And then we're also starting to see some armies emerge here. It looks like the oni has some. Okay, Oni's got a fair amount, almost like 20. Werewolves have like 13. Golems don't have a ton, and centaurs don't have a ton. All right, just past year 50, world population is up to like 780, and the centaurs are still in the lead at almost 200, followed by the oni, werewolves, shokin, and golems. Though I think the golems got hit by like an earthquake or something. Let's take a look at the technologies though. Sort by level. So it looks like golems are number 1. House tier 3, they do have transport boats, which is good, and swords. Then you got centaurs have pretty much the same. Werewolves have the same. They don't have boats, but they have armor though. Then you got the Oni have spears and swords, and then the Shogun have house tier 2, but they do have swords and they do have armor production. So hopefully they will start developing some different weapon types and better materials. But I am happy to see they are kind of spreading out. What is going on here? Oh, Shogun's getting attacked by like a evil mage or something. Where's their army? Their citizens are just getting roasted. Okay, I guess I was wrong about the swords. They just kind of like hover in front of them. It's kind of funny. Oh, they did end up killing the wizard, and now there's a guy running around with a fire staff. Okay, that's gonna be really OP. Let's actually add that guy to our favorites. I'm curious what he does. Well, I'm happy them having that staff is gonna make up for like the population they lost in that battle. See, it does not seem like the golems really have any weapons yet, but thankfully they are pretty OP without weapons. I mean, they have like 15% armor just by default, but even still, I feel like some weapons would probably be useful. Oh, I am seeing some like wooden swords here, and we just reached year 75, so let's look at the cultures again. You got golems up to house tier 4. They do have bows actually, so that's gonna be really useful. Werewolves have spears and swords, house tier 4 as well. Let's see, centaurs have about the same, and the Shogun actually are developing copper. They're the first ones to do that, I think. And the Oni just have spears and swords still. So Oni is the most behind as far as technology goes, but they do almost have the most population. They're like just behind the centaurs. So I don't know. I think they could still do well. Okay, coming up on year 100, and I want to see what the centaurs are up to. I am seeing some stone weapons for them. Unfortunately, the Shogun kind of got stuck in this little area here because werewolves and centaurs kind of just close them off, and I feel like this area just doesn't have a ton of land because there's so many lakes in here. Okay, and year 100, so grab the bite tool and
We'll see how this goes.
I guess before we start, I want to see what the army sizes are like. Looks like werewolves have the most, but they don't have the most population, which is surprising. Then you got golems have 250, the Oni have 180, Shogun 156, and centaurs only 136. That's wild because they have the most population, but they have the least army. I wonder why that is, if that's just like a weird perk they have. Yeah, Shogun launched a few different assaults on the centaurs, but I think they've fended all of them off. And now the centaurs are going on the offense here. Dang, yeah, Shogun's down to 140 already. They're just getting totally double teamed by both the centaurs and the werewolves. So let's be honest, they're probably gonna be the first ones to go. Okay, then looks like the Oni just destroyed one of the centaurs colonies over here in the east. But I think centaurs are mostly focusing their army on the Shogun right now. So they're not like super well defended up here in the north. So we'll see. It looks like the Oni are trying to launch a little like flank here and take some of these eastern colonies. Meanwhile, the golems and the werewolves are kind of going at it in this middle area. But unfortunately, the Oni are also kind of attacking the golems. Yeah, we'll see if they can fend off this attack right here. I guess not. But this is the problem with them being so slow, is the werewolves can just kind of sneak past all of their defenses. And it just seems like they're really outmatched when it comes to the werewolves, because the werewolves just attack way too quick. Yeah, golems are already down to 100 population. Meanwhile, the Shogun are down to 43. So unless something happens, it's probably going to come down to these three. Yeah, Shogun are down to just one colony left, and you got the werewolves just coming at them from all sides. Oh, it's that guy from earlier. Wait, why did we favorite him again? I don't even remember. I thought, wasn't he the guy that had the fire staff or something? What did you do with it, you idiot? But he is like super OP. He's got 38 damage and 80% critical chance. All right, Shogun's down to just 10 left. 8, 7, 6. It's probably just these people in these houses. Okay, yeah, it looks like the Shogun are out, and looks like the werewolves have overtaken the centaurs as far as population goes. They're up to 480. Meanwhile, centaurs are down to like below 400. Oh, this is totally gonna be the end of the golems. I mean, I guess the werewolves are kind of retreating. Maybe the golems will be okay.
For now, at least.
Well, now with the Shogun out of the way, it looks like werewolves are focusing everything on the centaurs. But I feel like they should be evenly matched, given that both of them, their perks are kind of that they're fast. Though weirdly, it seems like the werewolves are actually faster than the centaurs. Yeah, they have 60 speed. I thought the centaurs have 60 as well. They have 55, so not quite as quick, but they do have more health, which I would think would be a much bigger advantage than it is. It just feels like they're getting just destroyed. Okay, this is definitely the end of the golems. You got the Oni attacking. Oh, Oni are weirdly quick too. Well, this guy's got the agile perk, but even still, he should not have this much attack speed. I wonder, yeah, they all have pretty crazy attack speed. Also looks like their technology is pretty advanced these days. I'm seeing some silver weapons in here. So fingers crossed, we could totally have an Oni comeback. And now that this whole area is cleared out, I feel like they could try and claim some of this area too. You do have the werewolves coming in and attacking their base though, and hopefully they can fend off this army. Centaur's numbers are definitely starting to dwindle a bit, down to 150. What are the Oni doing though? They're for some reason going on the offense, but they totally should not be, because they're still like under siege from the werewolves. Though they're about to clear them out, I think. I want to look at what their technology looks like though. Yeah, I guess technically they're the lowest level, but they have silver and they have bows. Werewolves still don't have better materials, and centaurs don't either. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but the Oni might be the only ones that can really rival the werewolves. If they could just get a bunch of bows and arrows and just range the werewolves from a distance, that could be really good. Also, I love that this guy's name is just Lad. Okay, just past year 135, centaurs are down to below 70. Oni are up to like 400, and then werewolves are around 500. So the Oni have caught up a little bit, and they're actually going on the offense now. I think they've been kind of on defense this whole time. Also, how did this guy get a shield? Where did he get a shield from? It's not like a special age. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Werewolves are sending up some reinforcements. I think they'll be able to fend off this army here, but Oni are just about to take this colony up here. And then centaurs are almost out. Just 2 population left. Yeah, here's one of them right here. Run, little Billy, run. No way, the Oni has a 75 in here? Where did that even come from? That was not here. Oh, I guess the werewolves have a 50. I guess we've gotten to that point where the empires just have huge armies now, though I don't know where that 50 just went. Oh, here they are. Okay, they're still coming up. They'll probably be able to break through their defenses. Their numbers are dropping really quick though, down to 18 already. Let's see how that big army here is doing, down to 37. And it looks like they're retreating, but the Oni have passed up the werewolves, at least by a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be really close. Werewolves are catching up a little bit. Now it's just like a 30 population difference, and werewolves just passed them up 325 to 313. I'm curious to see what the armies look like. It does seem like the werewolves did pass the Oni up with army. Yeah, they're at 175. Meanwhile, the Oni's at 69. But it's funny, it just seems like they're such evenly matched empires that their populations are like barely going down. The Oni's just kept their population around 300 for like 100 years, it seems like. And werewolves have definitely gained some ground. 3 of the Oni's colonies just got wiped out, so they're down to 140, and werewolves have barely gone down in numbers. They're still at 300, and they have some huge armies heading up to Oni's capital, and Oni's down to like 60. I think this is totally GG for Oni. Okay, yep, that colony just got destroyed, so just 1 colony left, down to 40 population. Some of these names are so funny. There's one guy that's just named Rage. That should be my name in real life. And 10 population left, 5, 4, 3, and they're gone. So I guess werewolves win. Yeah, I think we just underestimated how OP the high attack speed was, because though their damage is really low, their just attack speed totally makes up for it, and they can do so much damage. But you know what? The Oni did give them kind of a run for their money. They were very evenly matched for quite a while there, and the war between just them two went on for like 150 years, it felt like. I think next time it would be really cool to do all of these races plus the 4 that are in the base game. Just do a battle between all 9 races and see like who's the best.